Welcome to my how-to video on making a hay net out of baling twine. The one I'm making today is a slow feed net. The openings at the bottom are about 1.5 inches. At the top they're about 2 inches. This net holds about half a big flake of Bermuda hay. I start by saving the twine off of my hay. It's important to cut the twine at the knots. This gives you the most twine possible. I'm using 20 strings for my hay net today. You can use more to make the net wider. You will also need 4 other strands to make the tie rope. I start by evening the twine ends. I will then tie them all at once with an overhand knot. Push the big knot as tight as you can against the bottom of the little knots. This will be the bottom of the hay net. I am using a shepherd's crook plant holder to hold the end of my net. You can use whatever you have to hold yours. To begin my knots, I'll measure about 1 inch. Grab 2 strings and tie an overhand knot, making sure that it's tight. I try to make sure that the knots are the length I want, and I'll adjust them as necessary. I then sort out the next pair of twine and tie them together using an overhand knot. I compare the second knot to the first to keep the spacing as even as possible. I continue tying pairs of strands together around the big knot till the first row is finished. I check to make sure my knots are as even as possible and adjust any that need it. My first row is finished. For all of the following rows, I will take 1 string from knot 1 and pair it with 1 string from knot 2. Measure the length I want and tie an overhand knot. Then I'll continue around till the row is finished, comparing all of the knots at the end to make sure that they are as even as I can get them. I check to make sure that I didn't cross any pairs. Then I continue to row 3. Once again, I'll take 1 string from each 2 neighboring knots, measure it, and tie an overhand knot. This will be repeated on down the net till almost the end. Don't forget to open your net to make sure you haven't crossed any pairs. You can see the hay net is starting to take shape. I have increased the length between rows of knots to about 2 inches. I'm almost to the end, so I will pair my strings, measure out how big I want my loops to be, and tie each loop into an overhand knot. I will repeat for the other loops, keeping them as close to the same size as possible. I cut the tails off the twine after each loop. All finished with the net, but I'll double check to make sure it will spread open. Now I'm ready to braid the tie rope. This is a basic 4-plait braid. I will use 4 hay twines that were cut at the knots. I then cut the knots off. I place a rubber band about 6 inches down from the top. These will be added in a few minutes to form a loop. This is how I do a 4-plait braid. I separate the strands as shown. The braid is worked from the outside strands. Here I take the left outside strand and cross it behind the 2 center strands, then bring it up and over the 1 center strand as shown. Then I take the right outside strand, cross it behind the 2 center strands, then bring it over the top of the 1 center strand, as shown. I keep working the braid this way, alternating from left outside to right outside to left outside. I will braid about 6 inches down. Make sure you pull up the loose ends often so that they don't become tangled into a big knot. Now that I have enough braided, I'm going to make a loop. To do this, I remove the rubber band carefully, then place one short strand to each long strand. Then braid them together as shown. As I reach the end of the short strands, I'll push them out to the sides and continue braiding. I will trim them off when I'm finished. I'll continue braiding to almost the end. Now that I'm near the end of my twine, I'll tie the braid off in an overhand knot, making sure to pull it as tight as I can. It is now time to cut the ends of the twine off at the end and at the splices. I put the rope on the net as shown. Then I thread the rope through the loops and it's ready to fill. I fill the net by small handfuls, packing the hay as I go. I remove any twigs that may be in the hay. I pull the rope tight when I'm finished. The net is ready to hang. I wrap the rope around the rail, then wrap it and thread it through the net as I go, till I reach the end. A quick half hitch and it's ready for the horses. I hope you liked this video, and if so, please hit the like button and I'll make more do-it-yourself videos. And also, remember to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of my upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.